CJ.
Oh, yeah! Thursday. Thirsty Thursday.
Ooh.
I'm not sure that's our music choice, but it is.
We can be thirsty. We can go after the thirst.
No,
get that thirst trap going.
I'm actually thirsty.
Oh, okay.
I'm fighting a little cold here, and it makes me kind of dehydrated, so kind of dry me out a little bit. I'm just thirsty in general.
Okay. Well, replenish your electrolytes and your fluids and stuff.
I'm just gonna drink coffee.
Okay.
Is that gonna
there are electrolytes in that.
Is that gonna?
Maybe.
No.
No, they're probably not. I'm trying to think of the molecular breakdown of coffee.
Moleculites?
Yes, the moleculites of coffee.
Moleculites.
I don't think there are electrolytes in there. I'm just running through in my mental mind now.
Okay. Well,
trying to go back through everything from pharmacy school.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm done going through everything from pharmacy school. Just that fast.
Done.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Peter Edmiston. That is CJ Hurt.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for that pause. I appreciate it.
I still wonder where this came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a catchphrase that is going to take over the nation. We're going to get, hey, everybody, shirts made.
What is it? Does it just
And Memphis
say?
is the bootleg shirt capital of the world.
And we're going to get the little, I don't know what to call them, the sequence on it. So it'll be me sitting here.
Like the little flip sequence?
Yep, and then you flip it, and it'll be
Two-way
me waving.
Sequence they call
Yep, to that thing. And then, so I'll be sitting here 1 minute, and then if you rub it, it'll be me waving. Like I do. It's going to make a lot of money.
So if you rub it, it'll be you waving?
Yes.
You could really make a lot of money if you put like a little
plan.
speaker in it that actually says, hey, everybody, whenever somebody walks by or something. that might get old.
No,
That would get
really weird.
That would be great. Whenever somebody walks by.
Hey, everybody.
Walking down New York City is like constant.
Hey, everybody.
That would be so good.
Oh yeah, greeting cards. I mean, it's all gonna happen.
Yes.
I sense big things, big doings in your future with regard to this catchphrase. Austin Eldridge doing his thing. The Austin Eldridge countdown is on. Only got 6 shows left, counting this one.
And then what's going to happen?
Or wait,
No, you still got 3 the next week up till
that's right.
the Wednesday of the next
I
week.
forgot you're leaving
2 weeks
in
from
the middle of
yesterday.
next week. That's interesting. Okay, so 8 shows left. It's
Okay.
hard. It's already hard. It's hard to say goodbye.
It's hard.
Oh, we got to have sad playlists. Okay.
We will. On today's show, we are going to talk sports
Yay, sports.
with you. Another good catchphrase. We're going to talk sports with you, and we're going to talk about lots of different sports. Sports you play with the ball. Sports you play with a round ball. Some you play with a more oblong ball.
Okay.
We'll be doing that. Talk about stuff on the field, and we'll also talk about stuff off the field. Interesting combination, right?
Yes.
So that's we got happy news and we have sad news.
Mm-hmm.
Does that pretty much run the gamut of what we're going to do?
Pretty much.
Okay.
All types of different news.
And also we're going to talk to people. People like, for example, John Gassaway is going to join us, as he will throughout the college basketball season, to talk about, you guessed it, college basketball. We're going to do that. That's right. Also.
All right.
Yeah. Also, in case you were curious, are we going to have Evan Barnes on today? Yes. The answer is yes, we are going to have Evan Barnes on today.
We are?
I mean, aren't we?
Yes. We are definitely going to have Evan Barnes on.
Let me check my text. What you
We
texted?
are certainly going to, I'm speaking it into existence. He is definitely going to join us at 9.
Okay. Let me double check.
There's no reason to do that, Peter.
Text. Here.
There's no reason to hold me to anything that I may or may not have texted you yesterday at all.
Yesterday, 11:38 a.m. Evan is good tomorrow at 9.
Oh,
says CJ.
okay.
So
I did say that.
you
I
did,
said
you
that.
did text that.
I did.
Yeah.
I remember texting that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Evan's good to go for 9 o'clock. Right?
You and I both.
Did you just text that to me, or did you actually call Evan?
I'm pretty sure I just texted it to you. I don't know if I called him or not. Just speaking on behalf of him. Like, yeah, Evan will do it. Evan's good. No, we should get Evan Barnes on tomorrow.
Well,
He'll do it.
I hope Evan's listening, because that'd be amazing. I hope he's listening, and I hope you haven't called him yet, because that'd be
I
fantastic.
definitely haven't called him yet, so. During this next break, guess who I'm going to be calling? My mother. She called me yesterday.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe you were talking about another Evan.
I don't know another Evan.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I think maybe this should start a new thing where we just schedule somebody later in the show talking about it in the first segment and see if they're listening, and then have them let them call in.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I like it.
If it works.
Well,
guess we'll wait and see if it works. But okay. All right. Well, good. That'll be fun. That'll be fun for all of us. To figure out.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Some interesting.
Somebody once told me. Nothing.
Oh, CJ. Last night, you know what? This is why you don't bet on preseason basketball. That's why you don't do it. Bad idea.
This is why.
Dadgum degenerates.
Okay. All right.
I would encourage you not to bet on preseason basketball.
What the hell happened?
Well, I mean, the Thunder did not cover.
Oh.
In fact, they didn't even win.
Oh.
Grizzlies without Ja Morant, Brandon Clark, and Jay Crowder, all resting due to their need for rest, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
No matter. The Grizzlies beat the Thunder 124-119 thanks to a 46-point third quarter. And it was fueled by one Dylan Brooks, who had 23 points in that third quarter, setting a Grizzlies preseason record for points in a quarter, probably.
Maybe.
Look it up, see.
I'm not looking at him. He threw the stat out there into the
I saw he
Twitterverse.
tweeted out that he'd
Didn't
like
even
looking it
look
up, but he figured it was probably true.
Why should I look it up?
I mean, considering the regular season record for points in a quarter is 22, I'm going to assume, and that would be a regular season record, I'm assuming that no one's beaten that in preseason, so I'm not going to look it up. So let's, if it's not true, sorry, but it's probably true. So
I feel like it's probably close enough to true that nobody's going to debate
absolutely.
it. I mean, why would you debate
It feels true.
I don't even know how to look that up. That's a preseason quarter.
I know. Believe me, I didn't just randomly decide not to look it up. I made one quick stab at it. Was like, no, I don't feel like this. There's definitely better ways I can spend my time than this. I'm just gonna glide right past that.
But I'm gonna throw it out there into the universe.
Oh, I think again, the tweet was meant to be read in the way that I just read it.
Okay.
He scored 23 points in a quarter, which sets the Grizzlies franchise record for points in a quarter in the preseason, probably. That's
In parentheses. Like, who knows?
Probably.
I mean, I like probable stats. They feel true. Doesn't it feel like no one scored more points in a quarter
Then 23?
than 23?
Yeah. In a preseason game, yes.
Or a regular season game. Again, they've no one scored
Yeah.
23 in a quarter for the Grizzlies in a regular season game. So it's a lot of points to score in a quarter. Most Grizzlies don't score 23 points in the whole game.
True.
So to score in a quarter is exceedingly rare. But that's what Dylan Brooks did. He just got hot. It was fun to watch. Grizzlies had kind of a lackluster-ish sort of first half. Kind of made a push at the end to make it respectable, but then really just shot out of the gate and went crazy in the third quarter. Again, 46 points for the team in the third quarter. That is a lot of points, and that's the offense that had been struggling. It's amazing how much better it looks when guys just start making threes, and it just everyone started feeling it. And once those threes fall, that the let it fly philosophy that Taylor Jenkins wants to employ.
Let that Mother Nature fly.
Let that Mother Nature fly. Well, that Mother Nature was flying a lot. And it's funny, if you just get that to a decent level, it makes the whole offense look significantly better. And that they were driving to the basket. They were hitting those threes. They were doing all the things that they needed to do to get it done. So it was an encouraging result again against a Thunder team that is, they're Not probably going to be one of the better teams in the league, but listen, you just got housed by, Charlotte at home. So anything is better than that. And there were some real positives. So I very impressed with a lot of what we saw in the second half of that game. And I got to say, as I tweeted out last night, and the man himself confirmed, I saw Brevin Knight, Grizzlies analyst on TV, he kind of pulled Dylan Brooks to the side with intent. Like, I see people talk all the time, but I could tell, having seen these things before, that he pulled Dylan Brooks, like Dylan's is going through warm-up Monday, because Dylan had just been benched for Grayson Allen. He started the first 2 games, didn't play, played okay in the first one, not good in the second one. And just, I felt like he was kind of forcing it, whatever. So Brevin goes up to him during warm-ups, and he says, "Come over here, sit down and talk to me." And so they go sit on the opposing bench for a little while. And you could just kind of tell, like, you tell when people are talking, like, that it's either a fun conversation or just like regular conversation, or if it's like, there's more going on. And you could tell it was a pretty intense, as pregame chats go, it had a little more to it. And he went out, played really well off the bench on Monday, and then played extremely well last night. So, and Brevin confirmed on Twitter that they did have a heart-to-heart. It was a pure scorer's performance, CJ. 30 points, no rebounds, no assists.
Oh,
1 steal.
just out there getting buckets.
That's just.
Let's do it.
We're not getting distracted by any other. We got one thing on our mind.
Buckets.
Just buckets. Just get points, and that's what he did. So credit to Brevin. And as I said, I think there'll be a line of dudes wanting to talk to him on Friday.
I want to talk to him.
Yeah, he's apparently got some motivational skills.
I want some of that. I need some I guess, motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Some direction. That's what it is.
Whatever it
Because
is.
Dylan's motivated. Some sort of direction. I need that desperately. Brevin, if you're listening, if Evan doesn't call us at 9, you can call us at 9. Give me some of that.
That rhymes. Brevin and Evan. That's close enough.
Oh, gonna get Brevin and Evan.
Yeah,
let's do it.
But if you can't do it, it's a Brexit. So we know that. What?
I was channeling my inner CJ there.
What? He can't. Gotta make a Brexit.
I was wondering why there was that pause. Like, did I break Peter? Is Peter okay?
Oh no, Peter's fine.
Yep, Peter is just doing fine.
Just okay.
Golden. Punny Peter. Good grief.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll be signing autographs after the show.
Nobody wants them.
I'll be signing them anyway. Whether you want to or not. I saw where Juju Smith-Schuster of the Steelers was in a random Dick's Sporting Goods signing his own jersey and leaving it on the shelves as a fun Easter egg for people.
Just walking in.
A lot of questions.
Is that not going to get you in trouble? Can I walk into a random Dick's and just sign some stuff and leave it for Easter eggs?
I mean, you walk into a random Dick's, anything can happen. You never know. So be careful.
You got to keep your head on the swivel for the balls, but I'm not going in that direction. I'm going to the jerseys to sign stuff.
Well, you need to. This is what my question was like. At what point do we venture into vandalism?
That's my thought.
Yeah. Like, can you? I know it's the players, but you should maybe ask. I don't know. He feels like you should.
Did he not ask?
It seemed like it was sort of a undercover operation. He's on Instagram. I mean, he put it on Instagram, so it's obviously somebody would, but he didn't reveal the location and where he was and all that stuff. Maybe he cleared it with them. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
I also hope it's a random ass Dick's in Wyoming.
Oh,
that would be great.
That would be fun if it's some Dick's in I don't know, Nevada, way far away from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
What's this?
Who the hell wrote on this jersey?
This scribble on my Juju Smith-Schuster jersey. That's his signature. No, it's not. Don't lie to me.
Come on.
Don't lie.
Be better than that.
Don't be. Who would believe it? We have certificates of authenticity. I mean, what's going on?
I don't know.
Anyway, I found that to be interesting.
Myles Garrett got punched by a random person.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is also in the realm of interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was strange to see he wanted to, like, the guy was going to, like, take a picture or something like that, and then just wham, just punched him.
Yep.
Like, that's bizarre.
Like, stopped his car. Miles rolled down the window to take the picture, and then 1, 2, 3 punched him and ran.
Myles Garrett said if he'd have put his legs into it, it might have made him flinch.
Also, if Myles Garrett had got out that car and grabbed him,
he
would have been sued.
There's a lot of people that I would not want to punch. Myles Garrett is near the top of that list.
Honestly, don't want to punch too many people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But there's very few people I would want to punch. But Myles Garrett is certainly one that I would not want to punch.
Oh, that is a large individual.
No, I mean,
he would tear me to pieces.
Really don't understand the mindset of what that would be. Why you would be doing that? No. Did you see Marko Guduric cross over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Crossed the hell out of him.
I mean, just dropped
into oblivion.
I thought he tripped, but no.
I can't wait for basketball season. This is great.
I thought he tripped, but he didn't trip. He just got him. He got him. Ooh, Marco. I didn't realize Marco could do that.
Is there a sport?
Shai's a good defender. I mean, that's a good. That's a good victim to get.
Is there is there a sport where the one-on-one matchups happen so frequently that it leads to one person being, like, I don't want to say embarrassed, but embarrassed so often? Like, we're gonna get a couple of those a night for a while.
Well, I mean, football is, you definitely go back and watch the film, and linemen often will get trucked by somebody or just get, it won't be. It's more embarrassing in basketball because you tend to just trip on your own.
Yep.
Like, no one's doing anything to you. You just trying to defend, and you get your feet crossed over, and
we see your face. In football, we don't see your face. We see your facial reaction to getting that work.
It is embarrassing though. Like, when you watch those old highlights of Reggie White, and he would just, like, lift dudes with one arm and throw them out, like 300-pound men. He would just throw out of the way like they were, like a little piece of, like, lawn furniture. Like, get out of here. Like, he just that's embarrassing. But you're right. You don't see the face, and you don't see and the crowd doesn't go, ooh, like everyone just
like, yep, you got it.
There's nothing better than, like, being at a football game in person and, like, the whole crowd's like, ooh, at the same time. Just like that collective noise.
When everyone's like, oh, like then you have that pressure of actually, like, hitting the shot. But it's amazing to when Harden just who was it that he just sat down? I'm trying to remember the.
Steph sat CP3 down. Did James sit him down?
No, it was who was it that just got, like, he crossed him over and they just fell down and he just sat there and waited. He just waited, and then
Wesley Johnson.
Okay,
there it is.
Yeah, he just it was, and the crowd is just like, I mean, laughing, and it's bad, man. It's the kind of thing. That's why there's a few fights. Sometimes you just have to fight.
You got no choice.
I mean, that's when that happens to you. You just got to fight. There's no other way. There's no other way out of it.
Watching Reggie White highlights right now, and he just lifted a dude on a swim move.
I'm saying
he lifted a left tackle on a swim move, just up, or a rip move, excuse me, just up and under. Yeah. Just took him up off the ground, and, like, there was no his whole body's going under him at this
level
point.
is just insane. I don't know, and he's kind of like that country strong. Where I'm sure he did his fair share of lifting weights, but I doubt that he lifted weights to any degree like a lot of these dudes are. He's just naturally just incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just got that core strength that you get from, like, working on the farm and stuff, where it's just
baling hay, shucking corn,
just lifting like cars. Just get out of here. Like,
I used to lift hay bales all the time because I had a horse back in the day, and boy, that's tough. That's a good workout.
When you do it like enough, your body you got this incredible internal strength. You don't even have to, like, I remember watching, like, Fedor, UFC fighter back in the day from Russia, and his training was just like, he'd be on, like, the farm out there, just, like, lifting stuff, like lifting just giant tractor wheels, and just,
those things are heavy. Yeah, man, they're heavy.
And he used to lift them like they're nothing. Like, he's just like flop, like he's flipping them over, and it's functional strength, man. Functional strength.
This is so funny. Reggie White is demolishing fools.
Yeah. Reggie White highlights are amazing.
Running back coming out of the backfield,
amazing.
Chip Reggie, get out into your pass route. Chips Reggie, almost falls, and basically stops and looks back like this is not going to be good, as Reggie White is gobbling up Steve Young.
Now, this is a total side note, but having gone back to watch football, if you watch a full game from, like, the 80s and 90s, I would say go back and watch if you haven't done that in a while, and watch how, like we talk about, football, there's still big hits and all that stuff, but the game is so much less physical now than it was then.
Lawrence Taylor.
Every hit was just nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Like if guys were headhunting, obviously headhunting, and like going in helmet first, it was horrifying to go back. It's jarring actually to go back and watch some of these hits just on a regular basis, how nasty they were constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, constantly, like every shot. I don't know how anyone made it through.
No, I don't know.
Like, it's crazy.
And it's still physical now.
Oh, it's very
It is
physical
violent now. Like in the 90s, we're not, and that's our lifetime, Austin. We're not talking about what grabbing folks by the face mask and what they were doing in the 60s and 70s and the 80s. In the 90s, they were like gunshots going off when they hit. Just every collision was just pow, pow, reverberating, echoing through the stadium. Whew.
You remember when they had the jacked up segment?
The year they did that for like 4 or 5, didn't they?
No, I mean,
was it only a year? But
no,
yes, I do remember.
Oh no. I mean, no, it's no, they had it for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm just saying, we don't have that anymore.
No,
not
we stopped that.
We don't do that now. But
He just
jacked up, like
just threw a dude. Reggie White just threw a dude with one hand and sat him down.
Peter, I think you got CJ distracted for the rest of the show.
I know.
Reggie White, I think.
I'm just gonna watch Reggie White highlights and report on what he's doing to these dudes. Gosh, he was good.
I mean, it's I fell down that rabbit hole before. You can't just watch Reggie White highlights the whole show.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
You can't.
Give us play-by-play like, and Reggie White annihilates another. Oh, never mind. That's not. That's old.
Just one hand. My God.
Let's take a break. You can finish watching during the break.
Well, now I done exited out. I thought we were going to one.
We're going to one.
I'm going back. This is amazing.
Go back. We'll take a break. We'll come back here in the Family Leisure Studios. We are talking all kinds of stuff with you this morning. We'll talk to John Gaswick coming at 8 o'clock. Evan Barnes maybe at 9? Yeah, you got to call Evan. Don't forget about watching these videos. CJ, you got to call Evan. We're doing a show here.
Oh, yeah.
you got to call. Yeah,
I'll call him.
Yeah,
I'll call him right after this.
Okay. We'll take that break. We'll come back here. Sports Talk Sports 5696 1 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Just got this in. My guys at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch are back at it again. The Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Hut, hut. The guys at All-Star have 14 Trail Boss trucks on the lot they need to sell in one day. And they're the hottest new Chevy trucks ever. This Chevy Trail Boss comes from the factory with a 2-inch lift kit, a black grille, and off-road tires. It really is the boss. So what is the Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz? This Saturday only, All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch will give you $500 off your best deal or $500 in accessories or any spray in bed liner you want with any new Chevy Trail Boss truck on the lot. Just don't miss $500 off your best deal or $500 in accessories. It's the Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Only this Saturday and only at All-Star Chevrolet. Not Collierville, not the Pike, not South Haven. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com. Day only this Saturday.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
You have to be up in 5 hours. 2 hours. 6 minutes, and you haven't slept a wink. ZzzQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. So tonight, try new ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a Thursday Night Football preview sponsored by the Alliance for Lifetime Income. Learn more at retireyourrisk.org. AFC West action coming up from Denver with the Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and the division-leading Chiefs fell to 4-2 last week with a loss to the Texans.
I feel like we did a good job of moving the ball up and down the field for the most part. There was a couple drives there at the end that we just didn't get it rolling from the beginning. But the difference that you have just missing those little plays that we were making last year that we haven't made at these last few weeks, and we were making at the early part of the season, is what changes the whole aspect of the game.
Joe Flacco and an improved Broncos defense picked up a win over the Titans last week. Ian Eagle and Tony Baselli will have the call on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on batteries and accessories. Plus, top off with Peak Long Life Universal Premixed Antifreeze and Coolant for just $10.99 per gallon. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm not a big talker. I am a big doer. But sometimes the only way to solve the problem is to get on the horn and figure it out. So the only people I like talking to? Grainger. With knowledgeable product experts, ready with the answers to my toughest questions, calling Grainger is the one conversation I don't mind having. From machining and motor parts to valves and vacuum pumps. When it comes to solving my problems, Grainger's got my back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Everything is going my way. The sun's shining all around me. Bells are ringing and the birds are singing now.
What is this music?
Is this Green Day? Who is it?
This is just songs about beer. Y'all said Thirsty Thursday.
Who is
this? This is Bowling for Soup.
Bowling for Soup.
This is Hooray for Beer.
Girl, all the bad guys want. I know them.
Hooray.
I didn't know they had it.
That's annoying. That's a noise. That song annoys me. I'm annoyed by that.
I only thought they had two songs. I didn't know they had a
that
third.
voice is just
Very typical punk pop type of sound.
I wouldn't even.
Also, you missed Thirsty Thursday. We weren't talking about literal thirst. We were talking about the other thirst.
Well, you know,
the metaphysical thirst, the physical thirst.
Could be metaphysical.
Are we metaphysically attracted to people?
I think it's possible.
Okay. Well, we were talking about.
Well, I mean, if y'all want, I can go back to what my original plan was, which was Techno Thursday.
No.
Are you okay, Peter?
Peter did not seem to. He didn't like that idea.
We're fine. We're fine. We got it covered. We're good.
Thirsty Thursday.
So I mentioned the Grizzlies with a win yesterday over the Thunder. The Grizzlies second place in the division in preseason. So watch out.
All right.
Two of those wins, of course, against teams that aren't in the NBA. But hey.
So how in the hell are they second place in the division in the preseason?
Not sure.
Okay.
Bradley Beal getting paid. His extension, which has been discussed for a while, and question as to whether, he would how much would he agree to it, given what's happening with the Wizards, all of that stuff. they found a bit of a compromise. They wanted, the Wizards wanted a little longer extension, but Beal, understandably, seeing, with the John Wall situation still playing out with his injury, not sure exactly what the team is going to look like this year. Probably going to be a tanking type year for the Wizards. And the next year you have to see where things are. He's agreed to a 2-year extension for $72 million. That would be the equivalent of a max deal, just not for max years. The extension begins in 21-22, so that would be 2 years out from here. You can negotiate those now, though. There's a window to negotiate them now. That includes the player option as well for that following year. So technically, he could decline his player option in that year. That's kind of a backup sort of situation. This really is it only adds 1 year in all likelihood. It only adds 1 year. It is 2 years theoretically with that player option that second year, but odds are if he's healthy, he would opt out of that because that would put him in the 10-year veteran category. Now there'll be I guess the new CBA would come into effect that year. So maybe this will change. But as of right now, at least, you would opt out of that deal if he's healthy, and he could sign a max contract, which at that time would be worth $266 million over 5 years.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. That would be according to the projections. Yeah, there's a lot of...
That's 50-some mil a year.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Why couldn't I be a little bit taller? Why couldn't I be a baller?
Yeah.
$50 million a year for 5 years. Gosh, that's good money.
I mean, but that's his. It's a 5-year deal, 5-year mega super max extension. At that point, again, based on the projections. Remember, though, I always tell everybody, please, it would behoove you, would make sure that you understand these are large numbers, of course, but they are just percentages of the cap. So the only that number will go down if the cap number goes down from where it's projected to be. What that is 35% of the cap number.
Okay, for a team
per year.
Okay,
for the team with the maximum raise level, which is 8% raise per year. So when you do the math on that, that's where it ends up at $266 million. But all it is just a percentage of that number. All it is just a percentage of that cap. So don't think of it as some exotic. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it makes it easier if you think about each of these contracts in terms of just a percentage of what that cap number is. If that cap number goes up, then those percentages will naturally go up. If the cap number doesn't go up or doesn't go up as much as you think, then that number won't be as big. That's not, these are all projections. Even though the extension that he signed is a projection, most likely. I mean, it's a much closer projection, but it's a lot of these extensions have to be projected out because you don't know exactly what that number is going to end up being in the long term. But obviously it's good news for the Wizards. It also allows for some potential. I mean, if they're down the line, this will not change the interest level in Bradley Beal at one iota.
Because he's still young. When this is up, he'll be 26. So what, he's 24 now? 23,
no, he's 26 now.
Oh, he's 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he is still, which is interesting to think about, like, because of when he came into the league and all that, there's been a lot of discussion about Buddy Hield and his contract and him trying to work out a rookie extension with Sacramento. And there's some questions whether they're going to get that thing done or not. It's looking a little iffy, and Hield says he's going to look somewhere else if they don't get it done. Don't know that he has that choice. He'll be a restricted free agent, so long story there. Anyway, Bradley Beal is only 6 months older than Buddy Hield. Interestingly enough.
That is wow.
Yeah, I know. Because they're relative years and positions all in the league, but Beal is still quite young, and Hield is older for a rookie. He came in, he was 23. He's like Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark came into the league. He's 23 right now.
Yeah.
So as a rookie, same kind of deal. So yeah, Beal's young.
Yeah.
For a guy of his position. Probably, I don't think this will stop the phone calls that'll be coming Washington's way for Bradley Beal, but now they have this extension, and now that he's committed to Washington, they don't have to do anything with him. You know, if he had said like, well, I'm not sure that I'm sticking around, I just don't like what we're doing here, then they would have had to consider the possibility that they would have had to trade him. And that could have been a dramatic thing for this year in terms of who's going to go get Bradley Beal. That's a major change if you can go get him. Obviously now that's less likely, so significantly less likely. So it does change things. He's done well for himself, and he's really, really good. So congratulations to him.
Washington now has a lot of money tied up in Bill and John Wall. And John Wall's not going to be able to play this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be interesting to see how they go about building around those two with so much money invested in them. It's going to be hard to get the requisite pieces necessary to compete in that East.
I mean, it's, you know, the big thing with Washington right now is just what's going to happen with John Wall. I mean, it's crazy. Is that injury is bad, and is one that even when you come back from it, you're not 100% potentially. So that changes the dynamic of that franchise completely. Even with Beal, and they've got, you know, some decent pieces, but they've got a lot of work to be done, and it's probably best for them to tank this year, honestly, because they do need a little bit of extra talent going forward. But nonetheless, that is a big move. Did you watch? Well, no, you didn't. I'm going to ask that question, and I know the answer to it. So no.
I might surprise you.
The Lakers destroyed the Warriors last night in preseason action. And I know, listen, it's preseason, so whatever. We have to always consider all that. But last year, you know, there are times in preseason when problems for a team are actually revealed. Like, you actually do understand and you get information on teams that is important and interesting. So you saw last year Boston was struggled in preseason, and that continued throughout much of the regular season. They were never quite, and that was the first time that you had to sort of take a look at what the deal was. Utah is struggling this preseason. That maybe means something, maybe doesn't, but it's something to keep an eye on. Golden State was putrid last night, and a good reminder of how bad that team could be in the first part of this year, because they did not have Steph Curry, and oh boy, if he doesn't play,
where are they going to score?
Woo! The answer was not much. Nobody did. Draymond Green played not very well. D'Angelo Russell played not very well. Jacob Evans, Alfonso McKinney, Marquise Chris were the other starters. Pascal, Jordan Poole, Damian Lee.
Hey. Put respect on Jordan Poole's name.
Why?
He's a baller.
2 of 10 last night. 2 of 9.
Keep shooting them, Jordan. Go Blue, baby.
Warriors shot 21% from 3.
Yikes.
Last night. 126-93 in the Lakers, who did play. Guys like LeBron, pretty good. Anthony Davis came back from his thumb injury. Turns out that he's okay, which is good news for him, bad news for everybody else. Finished with a smooth 8 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists.
That's good.
LeBron with 18, 4, and 11.
That's also good.
Still a sellout, but a very talented one. You got to give him that.
When you said that, I thought, Staples Center sold out a preseason game? No. Okay, yes.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about LeBron. I think they did sell it out. I think it was a good crowd on hand. LeBron's really good at basketball, man. He's not so good at the other stuff, but he's very good at basketball. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
Congratulations also to James Harden.
Did he do another one-legged 3?
No, but he scored lots of points and did lots of stuff. 40 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists in a preseason game.
Okay.
Played 34 minutes for some reason. I'm not sure why. They lost. They lost by 14. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with this whole deal. But he played spectacularly well in preseason, becoming the first Rocket ever to do this, probably.
Since James Harden? I'm pretty sure James Harden has gone off in the preseason.
I doubt he's done this. Actually, I do know this one. The first player to get 40 and 10 in preseason since Antoine Jameson.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not.
Why did you know this stat?
I read it somewhere. I don't know. Just locked in my mind. I'm not sure.
Antoine Jameson went for 40 and 10.
That Antoine.
Yes.
Yeah, it went for 40 and 10 in the preseason for some reason.
For some reason. Nobody knows.
Well, I mean, I say that because, like, why would you, if a player is playing that, why are you playing James Harden 34 minutes in the preseason?
I don't know.
That seems dumb. I mean, the Grizzlies are out here resting Ja Morant, for crying out loud. And James Harden, an MVP candidate, is hooping like nobody's business. So,
I don't get it.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But
maybe it is the equivalent of the third preseason football game where you run the starters a little bit longer. I don't know. That seems entirely too long.
That seems entirely too long right there. Let's take that break. We'll come back and continue here. John Gasaway talking college hoops coming up at 8 o'clock. Evan Barnes probably coming up at 9 o'clock to talk Tiger football.
I should really call him.
Do we know if he's coming in, or what's the deal with that, CJ?
Yeah, you have that CJ. But
I was watching Reggie White highlights during the break. I'll call him during this break.
All right, this will be fun. We'll see what happens.
Let's see how this works.
Let's see how this works.
Fingers crossed. Prayers up.
Put a lot of good energy out into the world.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens as a result of that. Let's take that break, come back and continue here on The Experience. Peter and CJ with your real Sports Talk Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Shoot for free at the newest and largest gun range in the Mid-South. Join Sports 56 Middays this Friday on the road at Top Gun, 2770 Witten Road, formerly Range USA in Bartlett. Pick up a free range pass and win a pair of Memphis First Tulane tickets. Top Gun, the largest indoor range in the Mid-South with over 22,000 square feet of fun and great barbecue at Ferguson's Barbecue. Carry permit classes from $75. Unlimited memberships as low as $29 a month. Top Gun, the only range in town where you can rent fully automatic weapons and shoot them on site. That's this Friday at Top Gun in Bartlett. Come shoot with us.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 700 new Buicks and GMC trucks, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 500 in stock. Branch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone, and remember, you can bring your car to Sunrise Service no matter where you bought it. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you put one of your brand on these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days going on now at all 3 Sunrise locations. We make it fun to buy a car again.
It's hot outside, and James Davis Men's Store is filled with new deliveries that are on fire to match the fall heat. The selection of 5-pocket pants in every fabric and fit is out of control. They have denim, cotton twill, brushed cotton, and wrinkle-free travel wool. And every one with that two-way stretch that moves with you no matter what you're doing. The brand new stamped cotton shirt fabrics for fall are in. I dare you to try one. 3 measurements, 9 days. They start at $98. Perfect fit. If you're tired of being the worst dressed at the pregame party, let James Davis fit you now with a perfect fit, custom made to measure showstopper coat. It starts at $6.95, and James Davis still has the Paul Batenley suit deal, 2 incredible suits for $7.95. Wedding parties? Don't rent tuxedos. Get a perfect fit classic or trim fit that someone can wear again. James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Always incredible service, same-day alteration, and the home of the perfect fit.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite. On Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Your Memphis Tigers football team is back in action on Saturday, October 19th against AAC foe Tulane. This is a big game in the race for AAC dominance, and a loud and proud Memphis home crowd is necessary. Single game tickets start at just $20 and are available today at GoTigersGo.com. Come out and see one of the nation's most exciting teams. Memphis versus Tulane on Saturday, October 19th at 6 p.m. Sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee.
Stripe up.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
What are we in? Do you know what that is?
Do I know what is?
That song.
No. Of course I don't know what that is. What is it, Austin?
Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers by ZZ Top.
Okay.
No, I've never heard that song before.
I've really only heard one song by ZZ Top, and then they all sound the same. So,
wow, Austin
just coming in with that fire hot take.
Look, hey, they're cool. I love the beards, but they all have kind of the same guitar riff sound, but yeah. Wow. Sharp Dressed Man, great song.
Did not expect. I mean, I know lots of ZZ Top songs, just not that one. But did not expect you to come in swinging
hard.
Oh, I like it. I mean, I like listening to him. I have nothing against
it. Certainly doesn't sound like it. Mitt Romney going after the NCAA yesterday.
Oh, this is interesting.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
It says, we're coming for you. I know there are people who think we can hold this off. We're not going to make a change here. But the reality is Congress is going to act. We're coming for you. We're coming to help these young athletes in the future and the athletes of today make sure that they don't have to sacrifice their time and sacrifice, in many cases, their bodies without being fairly compensated. That is firebrand Mitt Romney.
Yeah. I mean,
noted Hellraiser Mitt Romney coming after the NCAA. One of the first senators I've seen, and certainly the first Republican senator I've seen to do this. And if I were the NCAA, you fellas better get to stepping quick on what you're going to do, because it's about to be done for you. Because this is a bipartisan political issue, of which there are very few these days, and they are. You talk about thirsty Thursday. Politicians are thirsting for an easy one that everyone
just
likes.
Knock out the park.
Let's
get it. Tee it up. Let's tee off on it.
Everything is difficult right now. So this one is an easy one, and this is very bad timing for the NCAA.
Yeah, and you got people like former Ohio State Buckeye wide receiver Anthony Gonzalez, who is the House representative, I do believe, one of the House representatives from Ohio.
Sure.
And it seems right. Why not?
Sounds
and like pushing this through, it's a fair amount of former collegiate athletes in political power in these states.
Sure.
And serving in Congress as well. And they remember what it was like to be a quote student athlete when they were in undergrad. They know. And they are willing to try and get this thing done, to put pressure on in California's case, to put pressure on the NCAA to get it done themselves. And in states like Florida's case, Florida's like, forget the NCAA. We'll just push this through. And they can adjust however they want to adjust. Once it's clear that, the antitrust thing is going to prohibit the NCAA from kicking us out, we can pass whatever we want. And the NCAA, I have to like it. And it's the NCAA's own fault. They should have addressed this like Coach K said. They waited too long to address this. They should have been addressed this issue.
You can't count on them to address anything. They constantly want more time to discuss and think about it, what's it going to be, and all this stuff. No, it's going to happen. Jay Bellis is up there talking to a lot of the Republican leadership yesterday, the day before, about this. So I mean, look, it's like I said, man. I don't expect great things in general from politicians. Just don't. I think it's just a natural kind of thing.
Yeah.
Much like we talked about with, corporations. I mean, there's certain things you just don't expect. But if you look at the way that everything kind of lines up in this case, with the timing of it, with them needing some kind of win, some kind of bipartisan thing that everyone can get behind, this is one of those few things that everyone is getting behind.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few things out there that like everyone's on board with. So when you find one of those issues where everyone's on board, you put it way higher on the list than it probably would have been ordinarily.
Mm-hmm.
Way up there. And that's where this is. This is going to go way up the list. It's going to go very quickly up the list, which means the NCAA is in trouble. Whatever they're going to do, they better do it ASAP and quit acting like they are too good for this. Quit acting like they're going to be able to just kind of fend this off. It is not being fended off. Everyone knows they're morally in the wrong. Thank goodness we finally seem to have turned and gotten this kind of over the hump with regard to public opinion on this issue. So it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just a matter of how is it going to happen and how bad will it be for the NCAA?
Yeah.
Right now,
they have no control over this.
They don't.
They have no control.
It doesn't look great. So we'll see. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 on the way. We'll talk to John Gassaway, talking to Evan Barnes probably later on in the show. I mean, just a whole lot of good stuff.
I'm calling.
Oh, you might want to hurry up on that because I'm kind of running out of time here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Right now, the Home Depot makes replacing your old carpet easy with more styles and colors to choose from. There's no better time to buy with free installation on any carpet purchase of $499 or more, all by licensed local pros, backed for life. Today is the day for doing and saving with free carpet installation only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. For a limited time, $4.99 minimum purchase required. Typically $6.99. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers. Valid through November 6, 2019.
Just got this in. My guys at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch are back at it again.
The Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Hut, hut.
The guys at All-Star have 14 Trail Boss trucks on the lot they need to sell in one day. And they're the hottest new Chevy trucks ever. This Chevy Trail Boss comes from the factory with a 2-inch lift kit, a black grille, and off-road tires. It really is the boss. So what is the Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz? This Saturday only, All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch will give you $500 off your best deal or $500 in accessories or any spray in bed liner you want with any new Chevy Trail Boss truck on the lot. Just don't miss $500 off your best deal or $500 in accessories. It's the Sports 56 Trail Boss Blitz. Only this Saturday and only at All-Star Chevrolet. Not Collierville, not the Pike, not South Haven. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com. Day only this Saturday.
You have to be up in 5 hours. 2 hours. 6 minutes, and you haven't slept a wink. ZzzQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. So tonight, try new ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infiniti of Memphis, and we've got a new Infiniti crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infiniti has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And QX50 MSRP starts at only $36,550, which is less than its Acura, Audi, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
MSRP excludes destination charge, tax, title, license, and options. Infiniti of Memphis or online at infinityofmemphis.com.
125 seasons of Ole Miss football.
By Duke, he may go.
Under Dexter breaks a tackle.
Mike Wallace between two defenders.
The tradition continues.
He's to the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Breaks a tackle. He's gone down the sideline. Touchdown, Ole Miss. He is a beast.
Saturday, Ole Miss hosts Texas A&M. Pre-game coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. with kickoff at 6:30 on your home for the Rebels.
Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Ian Eagle and Tony Baselli here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview sponsored by the Alliance for Lifetime Income. Learn more at retireyourrisk.org. We're in Denver for AFC West action between the division-leading Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Tony, how do you see it?
Ian, this is a much more interesting matchup than it was a couple weeks ago. The Chiefs have lost 2 straight at home, and the Broncos have gotten to the win column with 2 big wins, and the one against Tennessee this past week, a shutout. That defense is playing like Vic Fangio wants it to. All of a sudden, Denver has a chance to get itself right back into the AFC West race with a win against Kansas City. It's going to be a great matchup in Mile High.
Join us for the Chiefs at the Broncos on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Cooler weather is around the corner, and our free AutoZone Fix Finder service is here to help you get your car in shape for those fall drives. Our Fix Finder service will help troubleshoot the likely cause of your check engine light for free, so you can save time and money and get back to driving with more peace of mind. Looking for more out of your engine? Go with Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy 1 bottle and get 1 free. Visit us at AutoZone.com and start the job fast. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
As a jet car racer, Elaine Larson has had interesting experiences.
I hit a wall at 280 miles an hour.
While most of us don't race jet cars, we get that life comes with risk. But retirement shouldn't. Elaine purchased an annuity to secure a protected income stream for the rest of her life, so her money won't stop working when she does. Find out more at retireyourrisk.org. Brought to you by the Alliance for Lifetime Income, the sole sponsor of the 2019 Rolling Stones No Filter U.S. Tour.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I can't help myself at all, and I get whiskey bent and hellbound. Play me some songs about a rambling man.
Play some songs about lemonade?
This was a request. Whiskey Bent Hellbound.
Oh, yeah. By what's his name?
Oh, everybody knows his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
All right.
I can't see it on the screen over there.
Hank Williams Jr.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Old Hank.
Mm-hmm. Don't.
I'm not saying it.
I was waiting. Man.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it today. I might. I'm not doing it right now. Welcome back. Hour number 2 is here. I'm not saying it. As we continue, Peter and CJ with you. That's Austin. That's Hank joining us on the program. And joining us as well now, as he will, throughout the college basketball season, our good friend, ESPN's own John Gassaway, joining us at John Gassaway on Twitter, johngassaway.com. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you all doing?
We're getting closer. We're getting closer. I don't know if we were talking about this in the last segment. So I think it's, do you think this is one of those Victor Hugo style, more powerful than a marching army is an idea whose time has come situation with the NCAA and this paying players, or is this just expedience? Like Mitt Romney has set his sights on the NCAA. Is it just a matter of time, and this is the right moment in the history of mankind where this whole thing is going to happen from a governmental standpoint, or is this just like, oh my goodness, we've got all this nonsense going on right now all over politics, and nobody agrees on anything except this, so we better get this done.
That was quite a monologue.
Yeah, he's monologuing like Dr. Evil. That was,
what if I was evil? I mean, Dr. Good, I think, maybe.
I think that a powerful idea can also be expedient. I mean, I think it's a powerful and expedient idea, like, having a working door or a set of stairs. Those are good things. They help you get from the first floor to the second floor, and humans like them. And having people be able to get the rewards from their name, image, or likeness is how the world turns. And it was just funny and weird and surprising that the NCAA made it this long. The U.S. Olympic Committee had a good run until roughly the dream team in basketball in 1992, and then we all slapped ourselves in the foreheads and said, why weren't we doing this forever? And I suspect it'll be the same thing here. But the frustrating thing is to have people act like, aha, this is a great idea I've had. I mean, it's just what happens in the world. Kudos to you, bold reformer, for coming up with this great idea that the entire world uses, and now perhaps soon the NCAA will use it as well.
The guy who came up with stairs. I mean, that's a strong move by that
man
or woman.
Great idea.
It's a great idea. Really good.
Could you have done that? I don't know if I could have done that.
I don't think so. Yeah. I'm not great with the ideas. I'm not. I don't know. I'm like, how do I get up there? It's so high.
It would just be up there.
It's just up. I don't know.
I'd just forget about it and be gone. Oh well.
Yeah.
Bye. I miss you. I'll holler at you next time. John, what is this rule or rule change going to do as far as recruiting? We talked about it some a while back where, we think that because of the size of different cities and the market sizes, recruits would want to go to bigger cities to get a jump start on marketing themselves and capitalizing off of their likeness. Do you agree, or do you think it'll have a different sort of impact?
I don't think that it will have as much impact on recruiting as we might think it will, or as all of the programs outside of the Blue Bloods hope that it will. The basic dynamics will continue to be, can I, for the best recruits, can I get, the playing time that I want? Think of a couple of years ago, even recruits as high as Wendell Carter was mad that Marvin Bagley subsequently reclassified, also chose Duke, and might have made a different decision if he'd known that. I mean, available playing time is, and not just playing time, but possession of the ball and featuring in the offense is just absolutely enormous, and it will continue to be. Now, that being said, one thing that I do hope happens, and one thing that would just be absolutely exquisite spectator sport, would be for some completely random program to have, a big pocketed alum, and for us to be like, oh my gosh, East Tennessee State has the top 4 players in the class. I mean, that would be amazing. I would love that. It would be great if a HBCU did that. That would just be fantastic. And I hope that we get to see some of those bombs from out of left field. But in general, I think it'll probably have less effect on recruiting than we think.
Well, and that's the crazy thing is the unintended consequences are always the fun part of any of this stuff, because you got to have a feeling of how you think it's going to go, and then next thing you know, something's completely different. And it's very nice to see, like a guy like Robert Smith, who paid off all the Morehouse graduating class, all their student loan debt. I mean, if he comes in, he's like, you know what? We're going to turn Morehouse into a basketball power. Like
let's use a different one than Morehouse. They play Tuskegee. I don't want them to.
Sorry, he's right there. He's right there. Tuskegee, fine. Does Tuskegee have a
there
billionaire?
We go. No.
Okay, well,
let's go Hampton. Hampton or Howard. They got one.
Why don't you become that billionaire, and
then I can do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
There you go. So you could do that. But I agree with you, John. The thing I wonder, does it, just in your kind of philosophical thoughts on this big picture, does this change the fundamental nature of college basketball if you start having across the board some level of pay involved, whether it's however this ends up taking the shape, 5, 10, 15 years down the line? Does it fundamentally change the nature of college basketball in the way that Olympic sports were changed a little bit, with the Dream Team and the that we allowed professional players to come in and all that stuff? Will it change the sport?
Yeah, it will change it, and it will change it for the better. I think that modern era U.S. Olympic teams that have the occasional star on them, and not just speaking of basketball either, but of other sports, it's still, you still get the sense that it is Team USA, even though you've got well compensated professional athletes on them, and I think that you'll have the same blend in college. Even the best college teams, those won't all be pros. I mean, the guys at the end of the bench will still be the guys at the end of the bench, and there won't be much incentive to monetize that guy that never gets in the game and that nobody's ever heard of. So I mean, you'll still have the blend all the way through Division I of highly recognized stars who maybe cash in a little bit on their likeness, and just working Joes. And Division I will still be in the main the working Joes, but it'll have this element of fairness now, where because you are well known, you still have the rights and the ownership over your own name, image, and likeness, and that's as it should be. So it'll be a blend, and I trust it'll be a good one.
The American had their media days. They held them this week. Memphis and Houston tied for first there. What is your outlook overall for the Memphis Tigers in that conference this season?
Yeah, that was interesting to me, and that is a big salute to Kelvin Sampson, and rightfully so after what we saw from the Cougars last year. But from Memphis, I expect a big jump this year with obviously the number one recruiting class in the country. I don't necessarily have them penciled in for the national championship or the Final Four. Sorry, Memphis fans. But when you've got, this caliber of freshman class, history says that, you're going to make the NCAA tournament, and that's good news. You are going to have a solid shot at winning your league, and that's good news. And the preseason poll reflects that, and I think accurately. I mean, that's, top 25 ranking, shot at winning the American, and safely in the NCAA tournament, although, don't go to sleep, just win those games. But yeah, safely in the NCAA tournament. That's my expectation for this James Wiseman-led team, and that's what I expect we will see. As always, though, with freshmen, I want to see that first game. I will know so much more just 40 minutes from now. We're talking and we're speculating, but show me that first game, and then we'll really know something.
I like that you have put together a piece on ESPN and Insider, which you should definitely subscribe to. I do. It's good stuff. And in that you've discussed the biggest problems potentially for the top 25 in college basketball, of which the Memphis Tigers happen to be one. And you highlight the fact that they may be due for some correction from the perimeter. They have a lot of, like everywhere else on the court, John. They've got questions here as well. Can you walk our listeners through your take on the Tigers and what could potentially be their biggest issue?
Right. It's just that, and I know that the personnel has changed, but the rest of the American hasn't changed as much as Memphis has. And last year, Memphis was really bad at 3-point shooting. That's not news to listeners, but what might be news is that opponents were even worse. And you're not going to outshoot your league year in, year out, making just 31.8% of your threes the way Memphis did last year. That was actually a percentage point and some change better than what the American did, which shot only 30% basically. So the Americans are going to shoot better against Memphis, even though they're all new. They'll have better success against the Tigers from the perimeter, and the bottom line will reflect that. Of course, Memphis defense can improve in other ways. It's not the end all and be all, just one silo statistically, but that is what's going to be the tendency. And I think I termed that in the piece perimeter karma. It does come around eventually every time, and that's one thing that Penny Hardaway will be keeping an eye on, even with such a turnover in personnel.
How good is the top of the American, Memphis, Houston, Cincinnati, comparatively speaking?
That's an excellent question. I'm not sure that we've got a team in the American that is as strong as Houston was all during the regular season last year. And I would encourage people to remember how good that team was. It's all about, your final act and what you do in the NCAA tournament. But during the year, Houston was really, really good. And we didn't know that going into last year necessarily. It's going to be tough for any American team, including Houston itself, to match what we saw during the regular season. So when I say that I expect Memphis to lurk in the top 25, I mean in the teens or low 20s, and I expect Memphis to be about the best team. So that would be my expectation for the ceiling for the American, and we'll wait and see if that happens. Who knows? Maybe that will be outperformed, but that's about where we expect Memphis will clock in the first AP poll, which is due in about a week here, and that's my expectation.
John Gasaway joining us here as he does every Thursday, ESPN Insider. John, the Tigers will play Oregon early on in the non-conference, and they'll do so without N'Faly Dante, who is out until at least mid-December due to shenanigans. Poor
shenanigans, right?
I don't paperwork issues, snafu. What's the situation here? Does he come back, and what does this do for Oregon?
Shenanigans, absolutely. I
think that's the official. That's the official release, John. Is it says shenanigans in parentheses? Out shenanigans.
It's a Scottish word, same old shenanigans. Oregon will be fine without Dante. They've got their backcourt back. Peyton Pritchard has been there since the late 1990s, I think. He's still there.
He's on the Perry Ellis plan. We call that the Perry Ellis plan. When you're a 12th year senior,
they'll be fine. I expect them to play good defense. They've got a good nucleus with not just Pritchard, but he's got a new look in the front court with guys like Will Richardson and a freshman named C.J. Walker that people might not be familiar with, and then a UNLV transfer, Shakur Houston. So they'll be fine. It would help to have their shenanigans ironed out and to have N'Faly Dante, but Memphis should not take that opponent lightly without Dante.
The past about decade, the Pac-12 has been down. Oregon was able to get to the Sweet 16 last year, but I think they've only had one team reach the Final Four since 2009, and that was, and I can't even remember who that was. It was Oregon. It was Oregon.
Yeah,
is the Pac-12 going to find a way to, I guess, have a renaissance and assert themselves more this year? Or we gonna get the same old from them?
Here's the thing with the Pac-12. They were so bad last year, and I just mean statistically top to bottom. A big part of that was recruits just scattering and staying away from Arizona last year for FBI news-related reasons. And when when Arizona sneezes, the whole Pac-12 catches a cold statistically. So, I mean, that had an impact, and the Pac-12 was so bad that they will be better this year, but better meaning they will still be number 6 out of the major conferences with 5 majors above them is my expectation. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but the Pac-12 has been bad for a few years, but even just 2 years ago, you had Arizona and UCLA with Lonzo Ball, and you had Oregon at the top of the league, and those were 3 teams that could, in advance, we thought, it didn't turn out this way, but we thought 3 teams legitimately could get to the Final Four. When I look at the Pac-12 this year, that number instead of 3 is 0. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens, but I'm looking for a better year statistically from the whole 12-team group, but no really elite team at the top of that group.
Do you think is anything ever going to happen to LSU?
Yeah, I think something's going to happen to LSU. I think that it takes time, and the NCAA is taking its own sweet time and collecting the good stuff. But I do expect the other shoe to drop. We all know the soundbite from the relevant tape, and I think that it has taken a while, but I expect there will be news this season in terms of receiving a notice of allegations. I don't have any inside info. It's just that this is the way these things have tended to work, and I expect the same will be the case with LSU.
Do you think within that notice of allegations, we've seen obviously Georgia Tech situation has played out the way that it's played out, and there's been probably a harsher penalty there than some may have expected. Maybe that's the embarrassment for the inability to pin down North Carolina because of the way the rules are stipulated. You have on the football side, you have Missouri and Ole Miss, both of whom were cooperative with the NCAA to a large degree, and both got hammered down pretty hard. LSU has been anything but cooperative, and in fact has kept Will Wade going and everything. If you look at them just on the outside, everything seems hunky dory. Does that become like an adverse calculation for the NCAA if and when this thing comes down? Or do you think at this point the strategy has been laid out that you should aggressively fight the NCAA with the idea that if they have to actually prove it, they may struggle there?
Right. You've seen teams get hammered either way, and you've seen teams treated with surprising leniency either way, although there's fewer cases of the latter. So I would never try to predict what the Committee on Infractions is going to hand down in terms of a punishment. That is surely a fool's errand. It seems like it's always a surprise when that hits. And you click on that link, incredulously saying, "What?" From both directions. How can this be? That's way too harsh, or it's way too lenient. No idea what they will do. LSU has obviously chosen the defiant path. The coach is still there. I mean, that itself is a measure of defiance, and it's kind of interesting too, because he's a good coach, but I mean, he's not Roy Williams. I mean, no. He's early in the tenure, and LSU is a good job. I mean, there's lots of fish in that sea. So that was interesting to me. So defiance is the good word, Peter, and we'll see how that works out for them. But I do expect this discussion to start in earnest fairly soon here, although it hasn't so far.
How much do you? This is just a curious as we wrap it up. How much do you watch once these guys go to the next level? Obviously, we're watching a lot of John Morant here for the Grizzlies. You saw a lot of him last year at Murray State, where he was really spectacular. He's had a very nice start from a preseason standpoint. Zion is doing exactly what Zion did in college, but he's doing it in the NBA in the preseason. How much do you keep an eye on these guys once they go to the next level? How much NBA do you watch?
I watch a good deal of NBA. I watch more than I ever have before, partly for professional reasons. I teach a class on basketball analytics, and the students in the class happen to be highly international in their makeup. So there have been times in that class where I've said, like, for instance, Syracuse zone defense or Duke, and I just get blank stares. But if I say T-Wolves, everybody understands. So, I mean, the NBA does have that level of comprehension everywhere, and plus, even if I wasn't professionally obligated, I enjoy watching the NBA. I always have. I've never understood the fan from either direction, the NBA fan who takes pride in hating the college game, or the college fan who makes a point of saying, I don't like the NBA. I mean, that's fine for them, but I've never felt that way at all.
Seems very strange to me too. I get that.
Lastly, it's just an interesting. It's an interesting forecasting. Not to try and crack which of these great college players will actually be great in the NBA. I loved I love the tributes being offered to the shrewd front office that drafted Carson Edwards, and then he went on to make all those threes in a quarter. That's just deep scouting. He made 25 threes against Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how deep you had to scout.
Yeah, that scouting would be turning on the NCAA tournament. Like, hey,
there's another three he shot.
This guy looks good.
Okay,
wow. Who's this guy?
That guy's good. Let's choose him. Yeah.
I mean, give the Grizzlies drafting John Conchar out of Purdue Fort Wayne. Now that would be a little deeper on the scouting train than Carson Edwards,
the dude who made 25 threes.
Well, and as you mentioned that, John, because I always there was that I wanted to bring this up, so I'm glad that you mentioned that before we go. There's a little more controversy, or it's a controversy, but just more of a discussion about the role of the analytics in basketball. Kevin Durant weighed in. I know Matt Moore, the Action Network, they had a nice little back and forth, which was interesting on Twitter about the analytic role. Are we are we finding a way to have this conversation with folks regarding analytics that helps within, especially with players? Because I feel as though players have a reflexive problem with this discussion, in as much as they perceive it to be that someone who isn't a player is telling them how to play the game that they've played and played very well their entire life. Can we find a way to have this discussion about what is, mathematically speaking, the proper or the most efficient way to play without dictating that a player necessarily play in one specific type of way?
Yeah, I'm not sure that somebody wearing an analytic hat has a lot to add in a conversation where they walk up to Kevin Durant and say, "Play this way." I mean, first of all, that person's going to be much shorter than Kevin Durant. He's going to be
that hat. The analytics hat is very big, though. You got to remember that. I like to put on my analytics hat. It's like a stovepipe, Abraham Lincoln style hat. So it's pretty big. That helps me.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns formed an all-star, softball
that's
team
right.
at the plant,
yeah, that's right.
And Darryl Strawberry took Homer's, spot, and he, Homer met him, and he said, "Are you on the team now?" And Darryl Strawberry said, "Yes." And Homer says, "Are you better than me?" And Darryl Strawberry says, "Well, I don't know you, but yes." I mean, that's how Kevin Durant feels about an analytics person, and he's right, rightfully so. So, I mean, the beauty of the three-point line is that it's analytically, incentive, and players love it too. Shoot threes if you can make them. It's not a bold analytic point. And if somebody has a categorical problem with analytics, then take it to the city of Houston, whether you're talking about the Rockets or the Astros. I mean, they're both franchises that have had a decade of running success, powered in part by really, really smart analytics. So, I mean, it's just the water we swim in 2019, and it's incumbent on the analytic guys and girls to find the best ways to get that information across. But telling Kevin Durant, do this, do that, that's probably not the best way.
No, it makes for some very interesting discussions with players. John, thanks. Great stuff as always. Look forward to seeing your analytics hat. Hopefully you'll post a picture of that on the on your Twitter at John Gassaway when you put that thing on to do class. That would be lots of fun. Thank you, John. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
John Gassaway joining us. John's got such a wide array of thoughts on this stuff. So he's I think probably the smartest dude that we have on a regular basis. John's a pretty bright guy. He teaches a class. We have a professor, basically. He literally teaches
analytics.
He literally teaches a class.
Yeah, he's smart.
So he's pretty bright. Let's take that break. We'll come back and continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
By now, everybody in Memphis knows that Sunrise on Jefferson offers the best breakfast in Memphis. But what you might not know is Sunrise also offers a fantastic lunch menu. The mouth-watering bacon cheeseburger, because everything is better with bacon. The grilled chicken sandwich, also with bacon. The turkey sandwich with, you guessed it, bacon. And of course, the BLT, because sometimes bacon just has to be the star. Come to Sunrise for a delicious lunch, now with extra added bacon goodness. Bacon and Sunrise, made for each other.
Message and data rates may apply. T&C and privacy terms can be found at babbel.com/terms. Please don't text and drive.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but you thought it'd be too hard or take too much time? Then try Babbel for free by texting EASY to 484848. In just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. And right now, you can try Babbel for free. Babbel starts out teaching you words and phrases by matching them with pictures. You won't believe how easy the interactive program is. Soon the sentences get a little bigger, and before you know it, you're having simulated conversations voiced by native speakers. And because Babbel is crafted by language experts and uses the spaced repetition method, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking the language of your choice with real confidence. With Babbel, you can speak a language. Just text EASY to 484848 and start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or text EASY to 484848 and try it for free. Text EASY to 484848.
Get your gun, Nellie, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 700 new Buicks and GMC trucks, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 500 in stock. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone, and remember, you can bring your car to Sunrise Service no matter where you bought it. If you're a good person with bad credit, sunrisememphis.com will help you put one of your brand on these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days going on now at all 3 Sunrise locations. We make it fun to buy a car again.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Benswinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Benswinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Benswinger Glass in Midtown, located at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Benswinger Glass.
Hi there, Saver. Looking for a Medicare plan to help you save on more than just prescriptions? Medicare Advantage plans may offer prescription drug, medical, and hospital coverage. Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many Medicare Advantage plans, including United Healthcare. So when you enroll in a plan with Walgreens as your preferred pharmacy, you know you're saving smartly. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Other plans may be accepted.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday at 5 right here on Sports 66, 96.1, and 87.7. Drew, who do we got in the studio with us this week?
This week, Gabe fills in for me as him and John are joined in studio by Memphis Tiger great Lucky Lloyd Patterson, along with some surprise special guest callers.
Thanks, Drew. We'll be here Sunday on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. The Blue and Gray Show, where we talk Tigers with Tigers.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I love the nightlife, I love my Bud Light, I like them cold and tall. I ain't much on mowing thick grass, I'm too slow for working too fast. I don't do windows, so honey, don't ask.
Sure.
But I'm pretty good at drinking beer.
This is, I feel like I should know this one. No, it's not him. It's not that guy. It's not Clint Black. It's not Travis Tritt. Kenny, no. I give up. I can't. I don't know. Johnny.
Billy Currington.
Billy. Oh! I don't know who that is. Welcome back. I'll be honest with you. I don't. But it's a good song. He's right. I'm pretty good at drinking beer.
Okay.
I'm also pretty good at drinking beer. Just in case you're curious. Welcome back.
Not as good at drinking beer.
You're not?
No. It fills me up. And I was like, why am I drinking this?
What kind of beer
it's
are you
an
drinking?
agitated buzz. Like, I don't want that.
To fill you. What do you mean fill? Like nice little, you go with some light beer.
It still fills me up. Even the light beer. Just give me my whiskey and call it a day, man.
Just whiskey?
Just whiskey. Let's go. Let's get it.
Straight whiskey?
Preferably,
What
yes.
kind of whiskey?
Preferably the 101 Wild Turkey.
If you're drinking straight whiskey, it's got to be good.
Wild Turkey, Jack. That's all I got for you.
Bourbons, right? You got to go bourbon.
I don't just sip bourbon like that.
It's
I don't
so
know.
much better.
I don't know.
So much better.
I'll try it.
Took a trip to the Bourbon Trail about a year ago this time. It was wonderful. Opened my eyes completely.
To the wonders of bourbon.
It's wonderful. It's very, very good. Big thanks again to our friend John Gasaway joining us to talk a little bit about the discussion at the end there was I thought very interesting with Professor Gasaway, because it is a fascinating, like, there are a lot of people who, and I saw tons of this yesterday, people getting really mad about analytics ruining this, analytics ruining that, analytics have ruined baseball, and there's no question that analytics have changed the way that people approach baseball games. And is it to everyone's taste? I mean, I don't know, but the idea being that if you're going to play a game, the way you should play it should be dictated by trying to win that game, and the most effective way to win that game is a certain strategy. You should employ that strategy.
Yes,
I mean, that's just if it comes down to winning, if winning matters to you, if it matters to your bottom line, then you should play that particular style. But basketball, like, when you watch basketball games, like, of late, is it problematic? I think basketball is great. Like, I enjoy watching basketball games more than ever. Like, there's so much space. Guys aren't just taking a bunch of threes. Like, they are driving to the basket, which is part of analytics. That's a good thing. You want to get those shots at the rim. That's analytically excellent to be able to do that. Drawing fouls is analytically excellent. Those are good points to what the only thing that you're really trying to avoid is that contested 2-point shot, that non-rim 2-point shot, mid-range type stuff.
That's contested.
That's contested. Uncontested mid-range, if you can make it, that's fine too. I mean, it's about a certain percentage. What can you make?
Tim Duncan immediately comes to mind.
Yeah.
Tim
Chris
is
Paul,
fine.
like, great.
Chris Paul.
No problem.
Dwayne Wade.
Kobe back in his day.
Kobe.
Great.
Yeah,
you can make that shot at 50%.
You got it.
Perfect. But remember, I mean, the math starts to come into play here. If you take 10 shots and you take 10 threes, for example, you make 3 of them, that's 30%, right? But it's worth 9 points. If you take 10 twos from 15 feet or whatever, and you make 3 of them, it's worth 6 points. Okay? Well, obviously, it's better to take the threes then. Now, if you make 4 of you're 40% from inside the arc, 40%, that's still only 8 points. That's still 1 fewer point than the 30% from back there. It's only when you get to 45 and then 50% from inside the arc that you become better over the long run in shooting. That's where the math comes in, and that's where people are just reflexively irritated by, because they see a lot of people missing threes. Well,
it's worth more points.
It's worth more points.
You got to take them. You got to.
That's how it is.
Because for every, like you just brought up, every 3 threes you make, you got to make 5 twos to get there.
Yeah.
So even if you are really good from 2, 45, 48%, and really bad from 3, 30%, it's still better for you to shoot the 3.
Now, again, once you get inside the restricted area, once you get at the rim, then those shots go in at 50, 55, 60%, whatever it may be. Now, that's a whole different deal right there. So, yeah, you shouldn't pass up a layup to kick it out to somebody making a 3. If you have a layup that you can make, you should make that layup. That's not. So, I mean, like, people misinterpret this stuff and take it to some extreme that it's not. It's just all it is just about finding the most efficient spots on the court and
using using the information we have right now, finding the most efficient spot on the court.
And it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that these guys. Again, a lot of it also has to do with playing players together that you might not necessarily think about, certain lineup combinations or certain styles of play. The players, when you're out there playing, there's many things that only players can understand. I will never understand what it's like to try to get open against any kind of high level defender. I'll never understand what that's like. I'll never understand, the nuances of working through the adjustments that have to be made, when teams will defend you differently, and then what you have to do on the fly to do that stuff. I'm not out there playing. I won't understand that. So I don't claim to have any knowledge to that because I don't have that. But by the same token, there are things that you can't understand when you're playing, and you can only go back and look at after you're done to say, oh, maybe I should have done this. Oh, they were doing that. Oh, I didn't see that. But so some players will kind of just naturally bristle at the idea of someone who's not a player being able to provide something. But I would argue that sometimes there's things that non-players can see that players don't because they're right in the middle of it. Just as there's many things that players can see and experience that those of us who don't play will never know.
And to have a really good coaching staff, you have to be able to blend those both. You have to be able to blend the experience and the feel of the game with the metrics and with what the numbers say. You have to be able to do both. The numbers, to me, it is using the information that we are given, that we've been given based off all these NBA games that have been played. It explains what happens and how best to get the desired outcome. So if the numbers say, hey, this particular player, for whatever reason, hey, everybody, I'm a number. And I want you to know that you shoot the ball better from the corner from 3. Then, damn it, you got to get to the corner and shoot that corner 3. That's what the numbers say. Hey, everybody, I'm a number. You do really well driving left. So you should probably drive left. And guess what? I'm drawing up plays with that in mind because I know that you are good going left. You can't. I've played low-level basketball, high school basketball. You can't think about every little thing that's going on in the game. To you, it is, oh, I just got a layup. The numbers will say, why you got that layup? We've got 2 guys good at shooting the corner 3 in the corners, and you're going to your strong hand. And you're better finishing that way than you are going to your weak hand. So what we are going to do as a coaching staff is put you in the best possible situations so that we can optimize you and utilize you to the best of our ability and to the best of your ability. So what that might mean is you're not playing when we don't have these shooters in the corners. When we go to a different lineup, this goes to the lineups you're talking about. When we pitch you in the game, we definitely need to make sure we have a corner presence. Otherwise, you're useless to us on the offensive end of the court, and you make bad decisions, bad turnovers, and miss easy shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. So I don't think that the argument where you lose me is when you have to do one or the other. Like, you got to let players just go out there and play and take a bunch of bad shots because that's what they do. Allen Iverson style. Like, let's just take a bunch of 15-foot contested. Stop.
Imagine how much better Allen Iverson might have been if he would have been willing to receive some metrics about his game and try to implement something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. None of us should have the ego to think that other people can't help us with whatever it is that our job is, even if you don't necessarily, if you haven't done it at that level. Like it would be asinine to say that the only people that could judge movies properly are people who have directed a movie, because you don't know what it's like until you've directed a movie. No, you know what a good movie is, and you know what a bad movie is. Like, people, that argument is silly to me. That shouldn't discount the importance of playing as well. That matters, and there are things you can only learn by playing. But as you point out, personnel groupings, and this is what they're looking at. When you have certain situations that you can, tendencies from the opponent that you can now have even better feel for, and then what your guys do in those situations, that stuff can help your players to perform more naturally when they're on the floor. If you put them in a situation where you can accentuate their strengths and minimize their negatives, that allows them to just go out there and play. And that's what you want from them. When they're out there playing, you just want them to play. You don't want them to be thinking about, okay, well, I'm actually 40%.
Yep.
Spot.
You can't be doing that math when you getting set to take that shot.
You just want your style to be out there, and those players to just naturally be pushed into that. That stuff helps everybody. But I think the game, if you go back and watch the games from, we were talking about the NFL earlier in the show, go back and watch an NBA game from 25 years ago, and you'll see the sheer number of post-ups is unbelievable. And there's a lot of great skill from a lot of these guys, but it's still, you had illegal defense that you couldn't come over and help with that post. If you basically pushed everybody on weak side of the floor and you dump in strong side post, like it was basically just mandated to be a one-on-one situation. And so, you might have one actual double team you could throw, but you couldn't stunt, you couldn't decide, you couldn't, and it was, so it just became a bunch of, dump post, dribble, 10 seconds, back down, score or not, rebound. This was not fun to watch. Now the game it moves, man. You're going up and down. To me, it's a much more enjoyable thing to watch now than it was.
It's certainly much more fluid, and you're right. That fluidity comes because there's so much more movement, and you can't get away with just pounding the ball inside, forcing it in there constantly, play after play, kick it down there. They kick it back out.
One-on-one matchups,
kick it back down. They kick it out. Repost seal. Kick it down. Kick it back out. Let's swing it now. Swing it. 1, 2, 3 pass. Work yourself around. Now kick it back down. Let's see repost. Let's see if we can get one of these big Mikan type moves. No, man, come on. Spread it out, space the floor, and let the skill really take over, not the size and athleticism. There's a lot more skill in the game now, top to bottom, than there was back then.
Yeah, and that if you have more skill, it's more fun to watch. So I don't get that argument. I don't understand it, and I think it's, I don't know. People like to complain about this stuff, and I think some people get intimidated by the numbers. And it's not even like, a lot of it is just basic math. Like, it's not even tricky. Like, it's just some division. Like, we're not talking about, now obviously if you want to get down into like, some of the real crazy weeds and stuff, then you can go, and there's all kinds of formulas and Lord knows, crazy stuff.
I graduated from high school. I'll never have to do division again, Peter Edmiston. Don't make me do division in my sports.
But your sports do division for you.
Let them know. No.
Whenever you talk about a percentage, CJ, you're just doing some division, buddy. Every shooting percentage that you've ever mentioned, that's just division. So
we got to get that number out of here.
You're doing division every day.
We got to get that out of here.
Yeah. Multiplication?
Nope.
A little bit of division?
Don't want none of that.
Yeah.
Get that science and stuff out my sports.
Yeah. Just some
ratios.
No.
No, certainly not ratios. Hell no. No.
Like the Grizzlies last night, 23-10. Assist to turnover ratio. That's a good ratio.
Yes.
You want to do some division on that? You can figure out what.
No, I don't want to do no division.
That's okay. All right.
Just give me 2 solid numbers. I can figure it out from there.
I can give you one other number here before we take a break too that you'll find interesting. In just the 2 preseason games that involved NBA teams for the Grizzlies are shooting 7 of 10 from the corner 3. That's 70%.
Hey, everybody, I'm a number.
And 12 of 50 from the non-corner threes. That would be 24%. And of those 12 of 50, 6 of 12 of those are Dylan Brooks. So you take Dylan Brooks out of the mix, the team is 6 of 38 from 3 in the non-corner situation.
And if you don't have those numbers, then you would probably think, why they should shoot more of those wing threes. No, they shouldn't.
No.
Unless you're Dylan.
Yeah. The numbers those are bad. You need to kind of say, hey, we need to stop doing this. This is not good. Let's take a break. Let's come back. Lots more to get to as we continue here on The Experience. Evan Barnes.
I'm going to call him. I'm calling him right now.
We just end up calling him on the air, right?
No, he's supposed to call us.
Oh, boy.
I thought. Well, let me say I thought. I didn't even call him to ask him what he was going to do.
We may or may not have Evan Barnes. We'll see. That should be fun to figure out. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Right now, the Home Depot makes replacing your old carpet easy with more styles and colors to choose from. There's no better time to buy, with free installation on any carpet purchase of $499 or more, all by licensed local pros, backed for life. Today is the day for doing and saving with free carpet installation only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. For a limited time, $4.99 minimum purchase required. Typically $6.99. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers. Valid through November 6, 2019.
Shoot for free at the newest and largest gun range in the Mid-South. Join Sports 56 Middays this Friday on the road at Top Gun, 2770 Witten Road, formerly Range USA in Bartlett. Pick up a free range pass and win a pair of Memphis vs. Tulane tickets. Top Gun, the largest indoor range in the Mid-South with over 22,000 square feet of fun and great barbecue at Ferguson's Barbecue. Carry permit classes from $75. Unlimited memberships as low as $29 a month. Top Gun, the only range in town where you can rent fully automatic weapons and shoot them on site. That's this Friday at Top Gun in Bartlett. Come shoot with us.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the new arrivals from Cleveland Golf. Turbocharge your game with the new Cleveland Launcher HB Turbo Driver that delivers more speed for higher, longer, and straighter drives. And the Launcher HB Turbo Irons, which deliver maximum forgiveness, higher trajectory, and increased ball speed for more accurate and longer shots. And the Launcher UHX Irons deliver the perfect blend of distance and accuracy. Let us help you get custom fit for free today at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Williams Equipment Supply, your Bobcat loader and excavator dealer, stocks the widest range of Bobcat attachments such as augers, hydraulic breakers, angle brooms, sweepers, brush cat rotary cutters, hydraulic clamps, forestry cutters, pallet forks, grapples, land planes, planers, plate compactors, sod layers, soil conditioners, tillers, trenchers, and more.
This is Sam Watson, your Memphis area Bobcat specialist. Whether you're in the construction industry or ag, call me at 901-326-6429.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Said I got my money and I got my whiskey. It comes to night. Oh yeah, real tipsy. I'm not gonna sit around all night long.
What's the grin for?
I'm gonna dance until the morning.
I don't know how you can listen to this song and not grin a little bit. This makes me happy. Right there.
This is one of my drinking songs.
Drinking. Well, you know what? I got some good news for you. You, like everyone else, you can refinance your credit card balance and do it really easily. Save yourself some money, lower your interest rate. You don't have to be a financial expert to do this. You can get a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. That's right, my friends at Lightstream can take care of you with a rate as low as 5.95% APR with auto pay. Now, the average credit card interest rate on your balance is over 19%, and some of them are a lot higher than that. Check your statement, check your bill, make sure, and see where you're at, because your eyes kind of pop out a little bit when you see numbers quite like that. You can get a loan from $5,000 up to $100,000, and you could save thousands of dollars in interest by doing it with Lightstream. Against credit card consolidation loan, there's no fees, no application fees, no origination fees, no transaction fees, no prepayment penalties. They make it easy. You can even get your money as soon as the day you apply. It's so easy. You can apply from your phone. You know that phone that you're tapping around on most of your day?
Mm-hmm.
You can apply right there. It's just that simple. They're good folks, and they believe that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience. That's exactly what you're going to get with Lightstream. Just for my listeners, you can apply now to get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get the discount is to go to lightstream.com/Peter. That's lightstream.com, lightstream.com/Peter. All this, of course, subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.5% auto-pay discount. Terms, conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Peter for more information. Save yourself some money with Lightstream. CJ's been doing some math during the...
Hey, everybody. I'm a number. And the Grizzlies suck from everywhere outside of 3 except the corner.
Okay.
They should probably shoot corner threes.
That's true. And then how do you run your offense to get those corner threes?
We give John Morant the ball.
What if he doesn't play, though?
Oh, then you got an issue.
There you go. Right there. Very sad news in the sport of boxing. Junior middleweight Patrick Day, who suffered a 10th round knockout on Saturday night, died yesterday at Northwestern in Chicago. He was just 27 years old. Was knocked down in the 4th and 8th rounds by U.S. Olympian Charles Conwell. And he was on the undercard of a main event fight between Alexander Usyk and Chaz Witherspoon. He wasn't, he was competitive in these rounds, but that final knockdown, his head slammed onto the canvas, and he was immediately taken out of the ring on a stretcher. He never regained consciousness.
Sad news.
We've had a few of these lately in boxing.
Mm-hmm. Second one that I can think of.
I keep telling folks, man. Boxing is even more dangerous than mixed martial arts for this reason. And you see it. It doesn't seem that way because you see the big gloves and all that. But remember, those big gloves are for the fighter's hands. They're not for the face. They're so that your hands don't break so you can keep punching somebody. Our bodies are designed for our hands. Our little bones in our little hands are not meant to punch other bones a whole lot. You throw a few of those punches and you break bones in your hand, and then you stop punching. It's just kind of a natural thing. In mixed martial arts, you wear smaller gloves so that you don't. The punches are they're quicker. Boom, you're knocked out. And when you're knocked out in MMA, you're knocked out. Like that's it. Stop the fight. No 10 count, no standing 8 count, none of that stuff. This is something needs to change in the sport of boxing.
Yeah. And it's probably that when you get knocked out, it's over.
It should be.
You're done.
Once you're knocked down, again, once your body shuts down, that's a concussion. Your body is, your brain has been bruised. You are shut down. Your body is shut down. Like, that's it. I don't care if you immediately burst back into action. No, your body is, the warning sign is there.
No, we got to stop that.
So, prayers to his family. That's tough, man. And I know his opponent is struggling big time. And I can't imagine what that feels like, but that's tough. No doubt about it. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Evan Barnes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out. That'll be fun on the other side. Stick around.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you notice your water heater not heating as well last winter? During the cold winter months, the groundwater is colder and requires more energy to heat the water, and sometimes old, inefficient tanked water heaters just can't keep up. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Conway Services is making now the perfect time for a new tankless water heater with 24 months to pay, interest-free. Or I'll pay you $250 for that old tanked water heater. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
You have to be up in 5 hours. 2 hours. 6 minutes, and you haven't slept a wink. ZzzQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. So tonight, try new ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. Sunrise Chevy has over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $5,000, Sunrise discounts high as $8,000, and don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. There's always a sale at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. Find new roads to 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Chevys cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Fall is fast approaching, and you know what that means. Time to start thinking about covering your pool. The best way to protect your pool, your loved ones, and your pocketbook is with the safety pool cover. Mario's Pools on Exeter and Germantown has the best advertised price on all pool safety covers, solid and mesh. Keep your pool looking great year after year. A safety cover requires less maintenance, saves money on chemicals and water, prevents standing water, and extends the life of your liner. Call Mario's Pools at 552-3399. That's 552-3399. Or just walk in and see him in Germantown on Exeter Road. Plus, he specializes in pool closings. Mario's has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Check out his reviews on Facebook. Protect your investment. Call Mario's Pools today. 552-3399.
If you're someone that enjoys a truly great steak, then there's only one choice for you downtown. 117 Prime. 117 Prime has lots of different things on the menu, but the main attraction is the steaks. Prepared by chefs that love a great steak, you can choose from the 5 or 10 ounce fillets, the 16-ounce prime, the 8-ounce top sirloin cap culotte, or the 14-ounce New York strip, or the king of them all, the 24-ounce dry-aged porterhouse. You heard that right, 24 ounces of the best steak you've ever tasted. If you're craving steak, then head downtown to the steak experts. Head to Prime.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infiniti of Memphis, and we've got a new Infiniti crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infiniti has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And the new QX50 offers more horsepower than its Audi, Lexus, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
Infiniti of Memphis, and online at infinityofmemphis.com.
If you're an outdoorsman and love all things hunting and fishing, be sure to listen to Sports 56 Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. for Outdoors Today. Brought to you by the Gun Store, 6920 Winchester in Memphis. Outdoors Today is a 1-hour show hosted by veteran Mark Tobin and a group of respected outdoor-loving guests. Outdoors Today is dedicated to bringing outdoorsmen tips and techniques and tactics to help with your hunting and fishing in all seasons. Saturday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Drink beer for breakfast. All I want to eat is them barbecue chips.
Sounds like Billy Joel. I'm just kidding. What? Who's that?
The Replacements.
Okay.
Beer for breakfast.
All right.
And barbecue chips, apparently.
Yeah, and barbecue chips.
That's interesting breakfast.
I thought saying barbecue tips, which I like, little burnt ends, like little beef tips.
Oh.
Could do that too.
I don't know. We have to go back to the replay booth and see whether it was chips or tips.
It's fine. Chips or tips.
I mean, it's there.
There it is,
It's
right there. All right, now we got a guest on the line here. Let's see if this is in fact who we think it is. We begin hour number 3 on this beautiful Thursday morning. We're hopeful, not sure. Did you get?
I don't even have the phone line pulled up.
Did you get anything squared away?
Let me pull up the phone line.
Okay, you better make sure.
Yep, I did. You guys doubted me. I was like, CJ didn't actually do it. It's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Never a doubt. Evan Barnes.
Nah, I don't know.
Of the Commercial Appeal covering Tigers football on the Twitter, Evan_B. If I'm doing that off memory. If I'm right. Evan, what's up, man?
My man, how are we doing today?
We good.
CJ, do you ever have your guest information?
No, yes.
Never.
Yes, I was
Never.
correct. It is Evan_B.
Never.
What are you guys mad at talking about? I'm a consummate professional, Evan, and these guys are taking unnecessary shots at me all morning long.
That's unbelievable.
See, what did y'all wake me up for? Y'all woke me up to get y'all squabbles and everything.
That's right.
See, y'all disrespect, y'all disrespecting CJ. I don't know. I might just hang up right now.
You still on West Coast time?
Oh, I'm awake. I am awake. I didn't say how long I've been awake, but I'm awake.
What do you think about the Central Time Zone? Are we good here? Or you missed the West Coast? You missed that West Time Zone?
I mean, it's almost been 2 years being here now, so I've gotten used to it. The one thing that is kind of hard to get used to is these West Coast games that, start really late, that really forces me to make hard decisions like, do I sleep? Do I sacrifice a good night for watching the Lakers late at night or watching the Dodgers? But you know what? I'm used to it now, and there are benefits, like watching football at noon instead of 10 a.m. is pretty awesome.
I bet it is. The Tigers, they're going to get back in action. I guess they're playing everybody because every time I look up, it is Memphis versus everybody plastered all over my timeline and begging people and urging people to come out to the game. What have you seen about the game from against Temple, the responses from fans, and do you think that'll translate into a higher turnout this upcoming Saturday?
I hope so. This is the only home game Memphis plays this month. I hope fans turn that anger and show up and cheer this team because, honestly, it's been 5 days. I'm not one to tell people to get over it, but I also want people to put their anger into something more than just signing a petition or railing against the AAC. Because, honestly, they have some legitimate gripes, but right about now, the team is focusing on Tulane. I think the fans right now know that, hey, that call against Temple did not sit well. Let's come on to Liberty Bowl and cheer this team on because they're going to need it against this Tulane team. But honestly, that whole situation Saturday was pretty rough. And again, my biggest takeaway from that was when the press box was really surprised over the call. And we're all professionals. We're not cheering or anything, but when everybody was really surprised about that fourth down catch by Joe McNichol that was overturned, I think everyone had a reason to be surprised and upset. But at the same time, there were other reasons why Memphis lost that game, and those are the reasons that Memphis has been fixing and trying to focus on as they prepare for another tough team in Tulane on Saturday.
So you were in the press box when it happened. What was the vibe? What was the reaction like in the press box when that call was overturned?
Everybody was shocked. I think we all thought that it looked like it was a catch. We saw the jumbotron. We saw the ESPN replays above us. I mean, we all thought it was a catch. When I saw the replay Sunday, when I rewatched the game, I could see where maybe there was a question of maybe the ball did hit the ground at one point, but it also could have gone off Magnifico's arm. It really was a tough call. And I'll go back to what I said. I don't know if there was really indisputable evidence to overturn it. But again, it's 5 days away from that. I think we do need to move on and talk about the other reasons that Memphis lost because you can bet the Tulane is focusing on that coming to the Liberty Bowl.
So, but one last thing before this shit. Do we confirm that there were alternate angles that weren't seen by the general public within this was an NFL stadium and there were other views that the replay saw that were more conclusive? And I keep hearing that, and I've yet to, unless I'm not seeing them, but I haven't seen them out in the wild. Have you confirmed any of that, or has that been a thing?
Well, it's interesting because Jason Munz interviewed Michael Resco at the AAC Media Day this past week, and he said that there were things that the replay officials saw that the average fan did not see. And that contradicts a little bit what we were told by a spokesman from the conference when they told the pool reporter that they saw what the replay officials saw was what the TV, if it was what was shown on TV. They can slow it down frame by frame, but they said that they saw what everyone saw on television. And now Michael Resco is saying that there were, angles that the average fan doesn't see. So I am honestly confused about that. And I think that's definitely something that the AAC should have to answer for. But again, it's not going to change the call. It's not going to replay the game. I do think, though, the AAC's response was a bit inconsistent. And we appreciate them speaking about it, but I just don't know if their response was as consistent based on some of the language that was told to us.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, I think you can have multiple thoughts on this. Like, number one is obviously, as you said, Memphis lost this game long before that happened. That was not good, but the game had been lost because of the myriad mistakes, turnovers, poor play throughout the first 40, 45 minutes or so of the game. That said, that stipulated, you need to have confidence in a conference that they can adjudicate properly. You need to have confidence that they have processes in place. The Pac-12 has been dinged for this kind of stuff. When you have processes that are muddy or that are unclear or that the evidence for something is not publicly made available, if there's some ulterior motive going on, seemingly, that speaks poorly of the conference and it creates doubt within the framework of fans and players and coaches alike. None of that is good for the conference. So I think both those things are true. Memphis didn't lose just because of that, but the response and the way that has been handled has also been really poor.
I think that's fair to say, and I think that also adds to why people are upset is because the conference could have handled this a little bit stronger. I know the replay official was not made available per conference policy because it was a judgment call, but I do think the language, again, as I said, could have been a little bit more consistent just so that people can understand what the process is like. They can understand what exactly was seen. And if there is, additional video that they saw that would have, made their decision understandable, I think it would have been, in the interest of transparency, it would have been much easier to show that. Mm-hmm. Just because, hey, again, they were able to speak about it. They put out a statement. Resco was there. He saw the play. He was willing to speak about it at AAC Media Day. I think it would have been just a little bit, stronger on their part just to show what they saw, even if people don't agree with the video footage, because obviously people are going to have their own opinions. But just to put that out there, I think would have been just a sign of good faith on their part. But again, I mean, at this point now, it is what it is, and I think it's just kind of an unfortunate situation, not just for Memphis, but also the AAC to kind of, explain the situation a little bit stronger besides what Resco said.
On the field now, this Saturday, there is a big matchup against Tulane. Tigers looking to get back on track. Kenny Gainwell leads the conference in all-purpose yards. How has Mike Norvell found a way to utilize him and put him in positions to constantly be a threat and constantly be a playmaker?
Just give him the ball.
It's that simple. He's that good.
No, I think what's funny about the Temple game is that was a game where I think you saw Gainwell kind of being used in the way that Memphis imagined if Patrick Taylor was healthy, like having him used as a running back, having him used as a receiver, as an underneath option for Brady White. He obviously has the versatility to do all of those things. We've been watching him run the ball really, really well, and he's got the speed. But the reason he shadowed Tony Pollard last year is because he can play that hybrid role really, really well. And he's shown it by, being second in the nation in all-purpose yards per game and being named the midseason All-American by the AP and Sporting News. So they did a really good job of getting him the ball because he just makes things happen. I mean, they said during the Navy game that he's the most exciting player on the field. I can't disagree with that because when he gets the ball, you want to see what he's going to do next. And you saw against Temple, he showed a little bit of his strength where he was running with power. He was, carrying a couple of defenders on some runs. I thought he did a really, really good job, and you're going to see a lot more of that this week because obviously they figured out a formula where if they can get Gainwell the ball without burning him out, they're going to give him the ball in the mirror.